Hello everyone, this is Leon. This time we will be making Stocks Axe, not a stock. As usual, I've left the template link down in the description below, so feel free to check it out. First is to print them out onto the paper and combine them together. Please be reminded that I have modified the template along my build, so it will look slightly different in the video. After tapping them, I usually will glue them onto harder cardstock, but it is not necessary. I always keep my template for future purposes. By doing this will make the template last longer than my past relationship. I first make the center marking for the middle support, as I'm using 2.2cm PVC pipe, so the marking will have to be exact same size. After that, I try to make a straight marking line on the PVC pipe on the table like this. However, I realized it doesn't work, so I added a support piece to hold it in place and also use it as a guide. After that, use a measurement tab to measure the perimeter, and then divide it by 2 to get the opposite center point. After that, I use a tab to roughly get the parallel line and mark it down. Then using the same method to draw the straight line on the other side. Next, I place it onto the template to mark the drilling point for the middle support. Then I use the tab again to get the parallel point on the other side. After that, either using a rotary tool or a drill to drill a hole over, and slot the inner support over. For the support this time, I'm using a stainless steel straw, so it is lightweight, hard and stronger than my financial status. To attach it on, I'm using steel AB epoxy. Simply squeeze equal amount onto the paper and mix it evenly. I first putting epoxy on the hole first, and I soon realized it's not a good idea, because as soon as the straw goes through the hole, it also pulls the epoxy away. So I added more at the hole so it can hold the straw in place, better than I hold myself together. Now move back to the template. It is time to work on the blade, so I cut the template out following by the marking for the inner support. Then first by making them with 65° 5mm foam and sandwich by 3mm foam. But as soon as I attach everything, I realize it's too flimsy. So I yeet it away and redo the whole thing. The first thing I had to do was changing the straw, due to the straw was making obvious mark on the 3mm foam surface previously, so I had to trim it shorter. Now I change the new straw and avoid the previous mistake, by slotting in the straw first before applying the glue. After that, I use 65° 5mm foam for the blade again as the middle piece, and sandwich with 2 pieces of 70° 4mm hard EVA foam. After that, place the 5mm foam underneath the straw support and mark it. Next, cut along the line but do not remove it yet. It will help with keeping the whole piece in shape. Now brush on the contact adhesive on both sides of the foam. Leave it aside for a few minutes to dry, and stick them on afterwards. After that, remove the straps and make sure it can fit onto the support. Next, we'll just need to repeat the same steps on the other side of the blade. And now the whole thing is finally more sturdier than my financial status. After that, also not to forget about sticking the blade onto the PVC pipe. Next, start working on the edge. First is to mark the line, so it will be easier to attach on afterwards. After that, using a rotary tool, I sand down the edges to make the edges sharp, so the details can be attached on later on. After that, using a different piece of the template, this template is slightly different because the edge is slightly extended, and make it with 3mm EVA foam. To get a sharp angle at the edge, I also did low angle slanted cut at the side. After that, start by attaching the edges. I did a test fit and realized the center angle isn't low enough, so I brought it to sand again even furthermore, until it can fit just nicely. Next, just attach it on with super glue. After that, I printed a new template because I've made new design on the following details. Next is another mistake I make along my build, just like the mistake I make along my life. Because I cut the PVC pipe 1cm short, I start working on the ring details, and I've stated the corresponding foam thickness on the template and label each of them with corresponding color. Up to this point, it should look like this. And here is also where I realized the mistake that I made. So I decided to leave it aside first and work on other rings. It is 2 5mm foam and wrap it with 5mm foam. After that, leave the rings aside and add on the details on the blade. This is using 2mm foam to add another layer on top of the blade with contact adhesive. Next, I use 1-inch aluminum tube as the handle for the axe. I measured it at 40cm for the upper part, 81cm for the bottom, and cut it to size. After that, use epoxy again to attach the 40cm aluminum tube to the PVC pipe. After that is another mistake I make due to miscalculations. What the heck man, there's a lot of mistake. But process is basically the same and I have already fixed it in the final template. Follow the templates and max the ring along. And then round off the edges with rotary tool. Now slots everything in place. And I also cut a small 1cm ring for the part that I was short of. Next, I cut a 10cm long 1cm aluminum tube as the inner support for the tip. I make a marking here and stick 5mm foam strap on 4 sides of the aluminum tube. After that, slot it into the PVC pipe. Then I also put this ring on, which I can put rings on her, and slot the details ring onto it. Now move on to this. Do not confuse myself, I'm making this piece by piece. And also not to forget to do slanted cut at all the edges that is connecting to the axe. After that, mark this position to attach the pieces on. And here's the miscalculation I mentioned earlier, as it is too big for this ring. So I quickly make a new one to replace it. After making all the rings, it's time to attach them onto the axe. And I simply just use super glue to attach it directly onto the axe. Next will be the tip. This is also very straightforward, but have to do slanted cut on all the edges. First, make only half of the tip. Then stick a wooden skewer at the pointy tip. This will greatly enhance the durability. After that, just seal it with the other side and done. Next, I trim the skewer shorter and trim this foam a little bit so the aluminum tube can be slotted in. After that, I cut a smaller foam strap, trim it to size, and stick it onto the skewer. By doing this will help with attaching the tip onto the axe just nice. Next, I also add the additional rings onto the axe with 1cm half dowel foam as well. Next, proceed to the attachment part. I cut few 1cm straps on 5mm foam and use epoxy to stick onto a 1/2 inch aluminum tube like this. After that, I use sandpaper to clean up the aluminum cut and then use epoxy to attach this. I don't know how to call this thing into it, or maybe just call it attachment stick. After that, proceed to the bottom tip. Use harder foam for the circle because it will be placing on the floor often. And do slanted cut on the side. As for the cone, I use 3mm foam for it. I also did slanted cut on top and bottom for more seamless connection. After that, I also made these strings out of 1cm half dowel foam and slot them into the bottom aluminum tube and attach everything on. Lastly, I almost forgot about this rivet, so I quickly traced them on and used this fabric rivet for it. What I did was drilling a hole with rotary tool, put some glue in and attach the rivet into it. Now the whole thing is finally done. It's time to use heat gun to heat seal the foam. If you have no idea about heat sealing, it is a very important step before priming as the foam has tiny holes, and applying enough heat will be able to melt it and make the foam smoother. Before priming it, I also cover the metal part, because I'll be spraying water-based paint. But if you are just brushing white glue or PVA glue, then you probably no need to cover it. After priming the foam, I then use flat black for this black color part. I personally prefer matte color because it gives a more premium look than gloss surface. After the paint is dry, it's time to mask the black color part. And as always, I do recommend using a good painter's tape or a good masking tape. Next, just paint over the silver, then remove the masking tape and hope everything is fine. And supposed to be fine until... So I quickly covered it again and paints over the black color, then pretend nothing happens. Next, to give the color more dimensions, I use this Liquitex mask black to add the shades onto it. I use a kitchen towel to wipe off the excess paint on the paint brush, then dry brushing it onto the corner. By doing this, we'll separate the parts and makes the whole thing looks more solid. After adding all the shades, then it is finally done.